I think we should, as Latinos, we should be able to become successful and not look like we've sold out.
No idea who you are.
Google me. You know what? I'll Google myself. I don't have any reception. How can I be in the city and not have reception? Wait a minute. Don't Latinos hike? Latinos! Vean a Jorge Lopez! Sálganse! Oh my God, there's got to be a maintenance crew out here.
CineMovie is here with George Lopez, and we're talking about your new show on TV land, Lopez. This show is similar to Curb Your Enthusiasm, in which you're poking fun at Hollywood, yourself, and society, right?
I think that you have to be able to make fun of yourself and not hold yourself higher. I think that's where performers get a little bit detached, is when they think that their problems are bigger and worse than everyone else's problems. No, and the thing that I can see, even with us sitting here, is that when we started to do interviews for my first show in 2002, very few Latino reporters. So in the last 14 years, it's gotten to be more people, which is good. And only we would know that, because no one else would care if there's more Latinos.
Now, this show is based on your life, but it's also like fictionized. What percentage of it is real, would you say?
Well, if I had to do the real thing, nobody wants to see me in my house trying to play guitar watching YouTube. So we made it so that, I had a friend of mine that's around all the time, and that, problems with dating, because it is difficult to meet somebody. I mean, you don't know whether nobody knows really when they meet somebody, whether they're famous or not, if it's going to work out, if it's going to continue, how far you want it to continue. And, I've been married already once. I'm not looking for that again. And sometimes it's funny that you might meet somebody that might not share the same things or want more from you. So in this show, we show the disconnection. I have a party on this show. I have a party at my house, and there's so many people in the house that I call the police on myself. I called the police on my own party one time because I wanted people to get out, and they looked like they were still having a good time, so I called the cops.
What time was it at that? Because Latinos could party, right?
It was about 12:15. It was still early.
You go between Beverly Hills and you go between San Fernando Valley. Where do you feel the most connected?
That's a good question. Well, you probably, I've made my home very comfortable to me, and but when I go back to San Fernando, like we shot in San Fernando, part of you feels like I think we should, as Latinos, we should be able to become successful and not look like we've sold out. When other people become successful, people are happy for them because they got out of the neighborhood that they grew up in. Everybody does that. Nobody really becomes successful and still stays where they started. Everybody wants a bigger house. They want more security and things like that. So when we do, our success should not be met with negativity or disdain, where people say, oh, she was cool and then she got this job and she changed, or he was cool and then he got this thing and he changed. You have to change because it calls for that. People don't stay the same, they change. So aside from me, everybody that's trying to do something should never be told that they're doing too good or that their success is a negative. You should be successful in whatever field you choose. I just happen to be doing this for a long, long time, and I've been fortunate that I've been able to have these shows. And this show, I think, is a nice cap to all the other stuff, because it talks about the first show, it talks about, the talk show, it talks about real life issues, talks about things with the daughter, talks about things with dating. And, for Latinos in English-speaking television, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to tell a story like that.
You've done your 2 sitcoms. You've done your TV show where you hosted. You're doing this. Which one do you see yourself doing, in the long run?
Well, the talk show was a great opportunity, and we didn't have a partner that was willing to do what we wanted to do. But the 2 years that it was on, and Prince was on, and people played that interview, and a lot of people were on, very diverse. I think more diverse than any talk show even now. So, but I like this show. I like being able to do this show and use Los Angeles as kind of the studio, and to go to places that meant something to me and write stories about the place and the town that you grew up in.